Hey, hello, this is Janet. Welcome to this live session. Today is Saturday. As promised, I'll come back. We are now on Canada. Welcome on this session today. Due to customer demand, followers demand, they wanted to know Canada. So I'm here to present about Canada based on the things you've been asking me. You've been asking about Canada. So I'm here to present. Welcome. Welcome so much. I hope you had a good week. I did. Mine was busy. I can't wait to see you here in America. I can't wait to see you in Canada. Thank you so much for always following. If you are new on this page, consider to subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe. I love you for following. I love you for subscribing. For the new members, if you didn't know, Janet Rangi is a 5-star review. 5-star reviews on this page. Thank you so much for your likes. Thank you so much for following. Today we'll cover a very important topic, but you have to spread the word. The only way you can support Janet Rangi is by liking and following the page. For your family, for your friends, your groups, spread the word. Okay, we are building strong communities. If I don't mention your name, I love you so much. Okay, thank you so much for coming. Do you like the topic for today? Last week we covered express entry. I promised to come back and start doing videos on specific provinces, which we will do. Okay, we will go to specific provinces, Alberta, Quebec, all those things. All right, we will do that. But today I thought it's better for me to summarize for us so we know what we are doing. You know, I don't want to start with express entry and then many of us think it's too hard. I need to start and summarize these many ways that can take us to Canada. As usual, Janet is a blogger. Janet is a vlogger. Thank you so much for following. We'll tackle 10 ways of going to Canada. I hope there are 10 or more. But today I'll focus on the specific ones that I think my followers can benefit. If I don't mention your name, thank you so much. I love you. Okay? Different ways of going to Canada. Number one, we are going to start with marriage or family. For those who follow Janet, I've talked a lot about the American side. Apparently, it's not very different. 10 ways of getting permanent residency in Canada. Family, spouse visa, meaning you get married to a Canadian permanent resident or a Canadian citizen. Those two, Canadian citizen, Canadian permanent resident. Now, you are not just going there and faking things. No, of course, you have to show the intent. You have to show that you've been staying together probably for 12 months. You have to show that family structure. Those are the things they are looking for. Like any other family. Of course, when you're in a family, you pay taxes together, you pay bills together, you have the same address. What I'm saying, probably your spouse will be in Canada with you. Or maybe they can invite you, okay? When we are going on, I'll keep doing videos on how someone can invite you to Canada as a married couple or to apply for you permanent residency. But today we are summarizing the many ways of going to Canada, because we covered express entry in detail, but today we are going to see how many ways, what are our chances of going to Canada. Number one, as we said, family, marriage, spouse visa. Okay, excuse me, sorry, I'm almost choking. Okay, number two, student visa, international student. If you follow Janet and I'm doing American videos, the most important one, the one I love among all the visas, I've always said, is student visa. We are moving to Canada. They also have opportunities as students. As we move on with these videos, again, Janet will make a video specifically on how to apply as a student to Canada. But today we are summarizing. The next way that you can get permanent residency in Canada is going as a student. And before we continue, let me specify this. Okay, let me specify, because this I know is a problem. When you are applying for these visas, you need to understand the intent of each visa. For example, if you are applying as a student, if you are applying as a visitor, the intent is to go to Canada and go back home. Therefore, your application is going to meet those requirements. So when Janet is talking, don't get confused when you hear me talking about express entry, provincial nominee programs. Oh, they want you to show your Canadian ties. They want to show that you have a family in Canada. You can settle there. You are going to school there. It's different. Permanent residency is permanent, just like America. When you're applying for citizenship, when you're applying for a green card, you are applying to be permanent. So your intent is to stay. Same thing in Canada. Permanent residency means your intent is to stay. The more the ties you have in Canada, the more points you will score. And I'll continue explaining this as we go. But if you're applying for a student visa, which is temporary, if you're applying for visiting visa, which is temporary, you have to overcome that burden telling them that your intent is not to stay in Canada. Otherwise, they will deny you. But the good news with Canada, they will at least tell you why they denied you. I like that. Because what happens, instead of you saying, oh, Janet, they denied me, should I find a lawyer? No. You are just going to reapply and make your application stronger based on what they told you. Based on what they told you when you failed. Do not be discouraged. Canada will tell you, most of the time, maybe you did not fulfill financial obligations. Remember, when you go there, you have to pay for yourself. Or maybe you did not show the strong ties back home that after you're done with wherever takes you to Canada, you will actually go back home. But student visa is our next way of us getting permanent residency. And you say how? Of course, I will explain in the next videos. But you want to apply to a school in Canada, get the acceptance letter, apply for the for a student permit, study permit, and then go to Canada. Canada has a way of giving students permanent residency, because when you have Canadian education, your chances of remaining there are high. But remember, again, the intent. If you're on visiting visa, your intent is not to tell them, I'm going to stay. No. Your intent, of course, is to get in. After you graduate, or you after 2 years, 3 years, depending on how long the study permit was, you want to apply for a job. You want to apply for some of those provincial nominee programs and express entries. As we move on, you will see. Okay, you will see what I'm saying. But for now, understand that when you apply as a student to Canada and you get admission in a Canadian college or Canadian university, your pathway. Nancy, thank you, and everyone else for coming. Your pathway of becoming a permanent resident in Canada has just gone up. Okay? I hope we're on the same page. Student visa. Okay? Number three, express entry. For those who join us today, you missed that video, go down here, watch the video that I talked about express entry. Express entry, of course, has to do with your CRS score. The higher you score, the better. They always review, okay? They always review and send out the average. And we talked about this in detail. So express entry, you go on canada.ca, you create a profile. And this is not something you say, oh, Janet said, express entry, I'm just going to go there today and everything. No, you prepare the things we talked about in the last video, okay? You are going to make sure you have the IELTS, okay? You've done the IELTS. They give you points. You have scored very well in English, speaking, written. Listening, all those things we talked about last time. You want to go and have an ECA report, have your credential evaluation evaluated, okay? You want to go to the website, canada.ca, express entry, punch in all those, put in your points. What did you score in English? Wherever, you put in. What is your education? You put in. ECA report, you put in. Another way, if you have a job offer, and we'll continue talking about this, you put in. Let me tell you, when it comes to permanent residency, okay, if you can find yourself in Canada, of course, your points will get higher. I'm just saying your points will get higher if you're in Canada because you have a job there, probably you're educated there, probably you have family members there, probably you're younger. By the way, if you're younger, you score more points. Okay, probably your English is good, you scored very well, your education, maybe you have a bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD. For some of you, of course, we went through the NOC codes last week. Skilled workers. If you are a machine operator, you are a plumber, you are an electrician, any skill you have, you are a manager, you are a teacher, you are a nurse, you are a doctor. All those things are points. Express entry. Okay, so express entry is based on a point system that will give you a score. So if the average is 450 and you score more than that, then you will receive a letter an invitation to apply for permanent residency. When you receive that, of course, you have about 60 days, or they will guide you how long you have to go in and apply for permanent residency. I hope you're on the same page. Of course, if you are new on this page, when you come to watch Janet Rangi, you always want to come with a pen and paper. All right, we've just covered the first three. Marriage, which is family, spouse visa. We've just covered study, student visa. All these lead to permanent residency. Remember the title today, how to become a permanent resident in Canada. And then number 3, we've covered the express entry. Let's move to the fourth one. The fourth one, watching from Zimbabwe. Thank you so much, Rumbi. Okay, James is coming. All right, all of you, I love you for coming, okay? We have something called the Provincial Nominee Programs. Remember, we covered fun facts last week. We have to know all these Canadian provinces and what they have to offer. So why do I go to the Provincial Nominee Programs? Maybe your points are very low on the express entry. Don't give up. Okay, you want to go to each province and look at their opportunities. And by the way, before I move to the next point. When you are doing the express entry, there's a place where you check each province. So if you want to go to Quebec, you check. If I were you, I will check all of them. There's a place for all provinces. So you can get invitation. So you just widen your net. You widen your net, okay? So make sure you check, because if you are doing express entry and you don't check that box, you might not receive the invitation to apply. Okay, from Zambia, welcome. From Kenya, I love you so much, Karen and everyone. Okay, so make sure provincial nominee programs are the next thing. Usually, why do I say provincial nominee programs? Because they can accept lower scores, average English, below average. Okay, and by the way, if you're from a French-speaking country, you can just do the same thing, but Janet is mostly focused on English, IELTS. Canada has different places. Some speak English, some speak French, some speak both. So you need to be aware, okay? Some followers speak French, okay? So make sure that you take the French exam. If you are English speaking, take the English exam. I had to put that one in there. So provincial nominee programs, what are the strong points? Job offer. Because if you get a job offer from the provinces, you can get so many points, like maybe 600 points. You go back to express entry, you add those points, your points go up, they invite you to apply for permanent residency. I hope it's making sense. Keep following Janet, okay? This is new to some of you, so it's gonna be sounding complicated, but with time you will learn that it's not that bad, okay? Just be familiar with terminologies. Just understand the opportunities you have after graduation. You don't want to be jobless, okay? Struggling. Provincial nominee programs. And don't worry, from here, after watching Janet, the way Janet says, now it's just an opening for you to go and dig and learn for yourself. I give you the topics, you do the rest. Okay, next year, Janet, I'm in Canada, Janet, I'm in US. Thank you so much. That's what I want for you. Success. Okay, all right. Remember, provincial nominee programs will also lead to permanent residency. Okay, I hope you're on the same page now. Let's say you don't get provincial nominee. All right, you need to write down. Okay, we need to go to Quebec. You know, some of these provinces have different requirements. Okay, so you want to go to Quebec, nominee programs. Quebec. How can someone spell Quebec for some of us here? Okay? Some provinces will accept if you have family members there, you went to school there, you have, your chances become better when you're in Canada. But even if you're out here, start preparing and thinking like that. How do I get there? Choose one of those ways. The young ones, college education, start applying for study permits, okay? Where was the Quebec? Let me spell. That's a difficult. Quebec. Quebec, okay? Quebec, Quebec, okay. Let's move to something. And by the way, this one I covered last year. So, thank you. Gozi is like, yes. Chichi, Quebec. Yes, thank you so much. Someone is watching from Uganda. Welcome. I'm happy to see all of you, Ellie and everyone. Now, there's something called, again, pen and paper. Pen and paper, this is just an introduction. You wanted to know how to go to Canada? Janet will tell you how, okay? Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. Okay? All right, Vivian, thank you. Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. After this, Janet Rangi followers are going to be on the internet searching and searching and searching until they find that job. And remember, we will come here and do a resume. Some of you call it CV. Good. We'll do a PowerPoint. So that all of us, we have a file that has clean resumes. It's like world class. No spelling errors, bullet points, clear, meeting the NOC code, meeting the requirements of the provinces. Like we are applying world class. Okay, that's what we are going to do. Did you write down Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program? Again, Janet will come and break down. We have time. Why not? I will break down each province. We will break it down by one. After we finish the provinces, we will go to the Quebec program. We will come to the Atlantic Immigration Program, which I did last year, if you remember. Okay? And, okay. Someone say Quebec. Okay, it's pronounced Quebec and not Quebec. Okay. Wow, is that French? I knew there was a problem with that name. At least I knew there was a problem. Knowing is better than not knowing. Rural and Northern Immigration. Okay? Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program. Did you write that one? The first one we wrote Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. The second one we Rural and Northern Immigration Program. Someone is tuned in from Kenya. So did you write down those two? We are going to break them down. Again, Janet will come here. We will go to those websites. You know me. We are going to go there and we will search for that province and we will show the job requirements and we will look for those employers and we will have a good resume, or we will show our education skills. So even if you're about to graduate, this is the time to get started on the English. And by the way, before I even continue, some of you are students. I'm a third year. I'm not ready. No. Put the English on the side. By the time you graduate, this is what happens to Janet Rangi followers. By the time they graduate, they have the next move. They are not waiting to hit the streets with everyone else post-graduation. Like graduation is coming out, everyone is dun, 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 and then now you are hitting the streets at the same time. Janet Rangi followers, by the time graduation comes, they have IELTS. Okay? They have a job offer from Canada. Like you're always ahead of the game. No one will stop you from doing all these things. Okay? Someone from South Africa, thank you so much. All right, someone says, Janet, good to see you. Now, they're introducing something called Municipal Programs. Remember, I told you, most people want to go to the big cities like Toronto. So, they have to introduce some programs to cover the rural areas. So, you want to look at something called Municipal Programs coming up very soon. They're trying to expand. Janet is ahead of the game. As soon as they announce she comes here, we have to know these things. As Janet says, what the world knows we are knowing. We are raising our standards. Thank you, Charles. Number one step is to get your IELTS proficiency tests through the British Council. I love that. I love when I see followers who are getting this, okay? And Quebec. Are you happy now? Quebec Skilled Worker Program, okay? I love you back. There's another one called the Business Immigration Program, which I know some of us we don't. But, you know, knowledge is power. It's good to know. Why not? Watching from Cairo, Egypt. I love you for watching all the way from Egypt. Someone is watching from Iraq. I love you for watching. Okay? Thank you so much. Salam alaikum. And okay, so now the business program has two parts. One, if you want to be self-employed. So I guess you want to go and start a salon and start braiding hair like Janet. You know what I mean? You know, if you can prove that that is your skill and you have a small shop there, I guess you can find a lawyer. Those are some of the things I would use a lawyer though. But it's good to know that it exists. You know, startups, business startups. You want to have a small business, you want to start it yourself, you can qualify for permanent residency, even in IT. These days, everything is IT, and little business startups here and there. You can apply. Or you want to be self-employed. I'm just presenting. I'm telling you the opportunities that are in this Canada. That's what you want. And who knows who is listening? Some of us have money and we want to start. Yeah. Okay, all right. So business, you can have self-employment and you get permanent residency. And then you can also be a startup and get permanent residency. And as we move on, we will break down each of these. And of course, many of you know, just the way I talk in America, even in Canada, they have the refugee programs, they have asylum. Okay? Now, this one, I have to expand. I have to expand on this one, the refugee and asylum program. Refugees, most of the time, they've been referred by international bodies outside Canada. They are probably in refugee camps, so they come through a program, okay? But some of you probably, you've had, there are people who come, probably they come to the US and then probably their life is hard and they say, you know what, I'm going to cross to Canada. Okay, so they are catching up with such things. So if they see that, they start reducing the visas. Remember your intent. Remember to always show the intent. And this is one of the things, let me tell you. If you have a lawyer, don't talk. Let the lawyer talk. Okay? Some of you think like you know more than the lawyer. There's that attorney-client privilege. Those are human rights. Okay? So you don't play with lawyers. That's their job. I just have to advise you, some of you. If you get an opportunity and you have a problem, and one day I'll present a video, some of the scenarios that we need lawyers. For example, maybe you have a bad record. Okay, your credit is not good. Probably you had some criminal background left and right. You did some questionable things, or you overstayed a visa, or they denied you at some point. Never give up. Always use a lawyer. And when the lawyer tells you A, B, C, D, you can discuss. If you have problems, discuss with the lawyer. What you can't do is to come up with your own things. Okay? Always listen to the lawyer. That is their job. I'm just telling you. Let's say you overstayed a visa. Use a lawyer. Those are not things you go and apply yourself. Do you understand? People that use lawyers usually have a problem. Most of the time. If you have money, you can use a lawyer anyway. Okay? No one will stop you. It just makes work easy. Like if you have money, just pay a lawyer and they help you with these things. All these things I'm saying, a lawyer can also help you. Or you can do it yourself. But always, if you have a problem, you know yourself. Okay? Always use a lawyer. Someone, Ref is joined from New York. Thank you so much for coming. Tell us how you came to New York. So I hope some of you are understanding what I mean when I say ways of coming to Canada. If I can summarize, and I know some of my followers here have already got the whole point. Start applying, you people in the 20s, 30s. You need to start applying for a study visa. Another way, of course, is visiting. Okay? Business, tourism, you want to go and visit a family member. As Janet always says, you know, the people that have followed me and come here, some of them evaluate themselves. And they say, you know what? I don't have money. I don't have education. Okay? And they come and visit and their intent is to go back home. But when they come here, remember, pay attention to what Janet is saying. The intent is what? To come and go back home. That is always what you do when you are on a temporary visa. But who said when you come here, you cannot see opportunities? Are we on the same page there? So when you're approaching these things, you have to be smart. You have to be smart so that you are not telling them that your intent was to come and stay anyway. That is not how you do things. Your intent was to come and go back home. That is the law. But when you reach here, who says, if you go to Canada, who says you will not see a beautiful school? Who says your dreams cannot come true? You say, you know what? After staying for 3 months, I've met some people who are doing very well as nurses. After 5 months, I've met people who are doing very well in information and technology. And they've taken me for a tour in their university. They've taken me for a tour in their college. And now I'm thinking I can change these things and we will cover. Janet will go and dig if there's a way we can change our temporary visas in Canada from visiting to student. You know Janet will cover here. You know Janet will cover here. Of course, I have you covered. Like I know my followers. Some are rich, some are not so rich. Okay? Some are very educated, some are not very educated. But we all have the same intent. Some are married, some are not married. Some are single, some are still looking. Like I know these things. Okay? So that's why when I cover, I come and By the way, when I post links here, some of you don't pay attention. You just want Janet to do the video. There are some people I post a link and they go there and they click and find jobs in Canada. You know what I mean? Some of you just wait for the video. So what am I saying? When Janet posts an article, sometimes I'll go writing and I'm going to start writing. But of course, studies have shown that videos, people prefer face. We are all visual people, most of us. But some people prefer reading. So once in a while, I'll write. So when I post and I give you links, probably some of you are just like Tinder. Do you know Tinder, how it works? Beautiful girl, you look. If you don't like a beautiful man, you keep swiping and just, wherever. And some go in there and they find jobs. Okay, so what is Janet saying? Take it seriously. Everything I bring here as an opportunity for all of you. Okay. Yes, Maurice, I keep my words in check. Thank you so much. So I'm just telling you guys, you have to know the total picture. If there's anything you have to leave here, and for people who followed me a lot, even with the American programs, is you have to be smart. Each visa has stipulations. Now, you go there, you say, but Janet, Rangi said, if I start saying that I have a family, I have a cousin, I have a brother-in-law, I have a friend in Quebec, then I will be able to remain. So I'm just going to tell them that. And then you're asking for a student visa. Denied. Okay? All right, are we on the same page? But what if you are applying for express entry? Now you've reached Canada. Now you have a student visa. Now you have education in Canada. Now you even have a job offer. And now you have a cousin. Those are points. Now you have a boyfriend. Now you have a husband. Points. Because that province believes your intent is to stay. So they want to make you a permanent resident. Again, understand, just like America, permanent visas versus temporary visas. You always have to keep in mind your intent. Asylum, your intent. Refugee programs, your intent. Business, what is your intent? Understand the pros and cons of each program. Okay? Now, these things keep changing. Corona is here. We don't know what will happen, but so far Canada is keeping on track. All right, they are keeping on track, and I love you so much for always following this program. Coming next, we are going to now break down the provinces. Okay, we've covered, actually, if you go back to this video, you will see that probably I covered 10 or 11 ways that we need to start thinking, going ahead. We are thinking what to do. Okay, so application is all okay. People are sharing. For those asking that, and coming now, let me clarify this. Janet, does Canada have a green card? This is their green card. Green card is permanent residency. Even the one for America is permanent residency, but it has a famous name, popularly known as a green card, but basically it's permanent residency. It's just that America has open. You don't have to show education. Well, these days they need you. They always need you to have some education, but it's not as intense. But remember, that is just for 50,000, the whole world, per year. Canada they are looking for 1 million immigrants over 3 years. And then probably they will renew and increase that number. Did you watch the video? Last time I posted the video here from the government of Canada explaining to you exactly the same thing we covered last week in summary. And there is something that came out of that video that Janet has always told you every day. They said, remember to be truthful. If they invite you for permanent residency, they will go back and see what you put in the profile. Be truthful from day one. These things are the same everywhere. These things are the same. Be truthful from day one. Your names, your address, your job, your school. Don't try. And let me give you an example. Sometimes I say these things, but I feel like when I tell you a story, it's easy for you to understand why. Okay? If you are applying for a green card, for example, and then you say, even permanent residence in Canada, and then you say you don't have children, because someone told you that you have a chance of going if you say you didn't have children. Or someone lied to you that you did not have to say that your mother is in America. And now you come here, Let me tell you how it happens. Someone applies for a green card, but they are too scared to say that their mother is in America because they were told if you say you have a relative in America, they will deny. Then you go there, you say, no, my mom is in Africa, my mom is wherever, she's not in. You come here on a green card, okay? You reach here, your mother is in trouble. They don't even have papers. I've seen that happen. Now, you can't even apply for your mother. Now, you can't even apply for your daughter. Because they didn't even know you have a daughter in the first place. Who is going to take care of your child? And some of these kids are even underage. They're probably under 18. This is serious business. Whatever you put in that thing will follow you for life. Now, are you going to adapt? You can't even adapt. I don't know. I guess you have to find a lawyer and claim that it was not your child. Or so. I don't know what you will do. That's when you need a lawyer. You understand? So, some of these things can be that serious. Okay, so remember to be truthful, because if you say you don't have a mother here, you come here, you realize you are now a permanent resident. And one of the benefits is to become a citizen, and another benefit is to file for your relatives. And they also have green cards. But now you're here, you qualify to apply for your mother, but you lied from the beginning. It happens. Maybe your mother came as a visitor, and for some reason, things didn't work out, they stayed. And now you can't even serve them. So, be careful when you're doing these things. That Canada.ca video, it said be truthful, because they can deny you if your information is not matching. That is just, I had to say that. So thank you so much for always coming. Remember to keep the dream alive and have a strong desire to succeed. That is how we'll push you over the edge. That is how we'll make you the best. You stand, you fall, you stand, you fall. You never give up, because you know what? You're the best. Janet is here. She never gave up. Janet doesn't give up. When you're hit, you stand up. Money, I don't have money, Janet. I don't have education. Some of them say that, and I see them come on conferences and they stick around. Okay? And just know the many ways. Find yourself there. Again, as I always say with America, even Canada, it looks like if you're there, the more the chances. Because if you're there and you have a job, points. You're there, you have some Canadian education, points. You're there and you have family members, points. Because they know you are going to stay. This is permanent residency. They don't want to give people that have guesswork. Okay, but for students, your intent is to come and go back home. And I love you, all of you, and Sisi and everyone saying, I love you, Janet. I love all of you. Okay, merci beaucoup. Salam alaikum. Good to see you. Let me see some of the comments here. Millicent loves Janet. I love you. And by the way, because of you, we are 5-star. I look at my page and I feel like smiling. Facebook tells me, Janet, you're doing good job. Good job. 5-star. 5-star page. 5-star. We are here. Remember, if you're new, you're welcome. You're welcome. You are not late. Probably you're coming here, Canada, US. We are going to continue. Who said we are going to stop America? We are going to continue. Some of you follow Janet for a long time. America is not everything. Who said it's everything? They are going to make for you a vaccine. Did I silence some of you? I hope so. So we have to know. We have to know. We have to know the benefits. Benefits. Some things you can't argue. You know what I mean? America is not everything. No, we are. People that come here, they want to come. Some watch because we are here. We are solution oriented. Okay? We are full of outcomes. And in fact, now we need to know from last week, what have you done? I hope some of you, you've gone to the British Council, you've looked at the ways, now you're familiarizing with ways. You want to know how to do your reports, your education, your work experience. Now you know ways. It's hope. All Janet is doing here is hope. Okay? You want us to finish the university and then we have no job. And that's what you want for your mother. Now you are going back to your mama's house asking, now mama took you to school, she has been paying school fees, and then now you are going back to your mother's house, giving your parents stress. Giving your parents stress, and now your younger ones are also looking at America, they are looking at Canada, they are looking for chances. And then you graduate, and then you want to go and give your parents stress. No. Okay, what other people can do, you can do. And by the way, I love one of my followers. She's a student, community college. Janet Rangi follower. I like her. One day she needs to come here. Remember when they were saying students in America, they have to go back home if they want online. I mean, if they don't go face to face. And they were saying, you know what? If you don't do face to face, then you must go home. And this young girl, she's in California. She came through Janet Rangi. She has been watching, and now she's in a community college. You know what she says all the time? Her messages. I didn't tell her, but her messages, I could tell she's going very far. If they can do it, I can do it. That is just how she talks. And then I say, yeah, but you have to make sure some of the states are Republican, some are Democrats, so their policies are different. The Democratic states probably they don't care if you go to school, and then it will affect everyone, so I'll just be okay. I love that attitude. I love that. Okay? So some of you, and then, Janet, I've heard that I'm just a diploma, associate degree. I didn't get a degree, and so I cannot be a nurse in America. And those people who did MTC, who did associate degrees, who have diplomas, they are the ones here who are nurses. And they've come and they've passed exams and they've surprised everyone and they have RN. And now as we talk, dollars, they're sending money back home, not stressing parents. Okay? You're graduating from the university, you don't know where you're going to get a job. Janet Rangi, we explore options. We are not here. Brain drain. Unemployment. What are you? You have time for brain drain when there's unemployment? Who says that? Who says that you have time? You have a debate. You have a debate on brain drain. You have a debate on brain drain. So employment. Okay, we want to look for opportunities. We want to put money in the pockets. We don't want to stress our parents. We just want to find opportunities. Okay, so thank you so much for coming. All right, so who is that? Meet, how are you? Long time. How far are you? Meet is one of the green card holders. I hope you went. Did you go to medicine? I think Meet is one of those people who decided to go to medicine. And I'll come here. Have you ever had those people at home say, my daughter applied for medicine? Or my son applied, and you wonder how. Janet talks about that also, okay? You want to be a nurse, accelerated nursing programs. We even start with LVNs. We talk about RNs. We talk about bachelor's degrees in nursing. We talk about master degrees in nursing. We talk about PhDs and DNPs. We talk about medicine and how to do pharmacy, how to do dentistry, how to do information technology, how to transition from your career into nursing, how to transition different professions. And as Janet always says, you can always change. Once you're in Canada, once you're here, they don't care. Get started. Look at what everyone else is doing. What can I do to catch up? Okay? All right. Thank you so much for coming. I don't want to make this video too long. Okay? Merci beaucoup. Salam alaikum. Adios. I will see you in the next video. Kwaheri. Until next time. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. I love you back. All right? Thank you. Bye-bye.